Hi, Scorpio. It's Suzanne. How are you? Happy St. Patty's Day, if you celebrate that. Apparently, a bunch of my neighbors do because they've got big blow-up leprechauns in their yard. Which every time I drive by it, I just I don't know. um, and green fairy lights, but to each his own. All right, so I have pre-shuffled all of the cards, and we'll just get started here. This is your reading for March 17th through March 24th, and at the end of this reading, I will be doing a quick weekend reading for St. Patty's Day. All right, so if you're interested in that, you can stick around. If not, no biggie. Okay, let's see. And I'm also using the additional card just to help me decipher who is who. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, let's see what we got for Scorpio. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Nice. And patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. That's good. All right. These cards, oh my gosh, look how thick those are. These are big. I can't shuffle them in the normal fashion. It's hilarious to watch me try. My hands are too small. I can't do it. So I got to shuffle them in a different way here. Okay, let's see what we have for Scorpio. All right, so we have 7 of water or 7 of cups. All right, so this could be, you definitely have a choice here, or somebody has a choice here. And I feel like it's something that's been on this person's mind for a while. But it's big. It's a big choice. It's a big choice to be made. It requires some time to do that. We'll just hold it there for a second. Down here, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, patience, 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Earth, holding on. This essentially is a card of patience in a lot of ways. Okay, somebody that's kind of holding out, holding on to resources, possibly being patient with this person who has a lot of choices to make, or a specific choice to make, and I feel like it's a big choice. All right, so we've got Page of Cups or Page of Water. All right. I feel like this is the other person. I feel like this is you. Okay? And I feel like you have come into this person's life and disrupted it. Okay? And, for lack of a better way of putting it, you've disrupted their life practically in every way possible. They weren't expecting this type of meeting, this type of interaction with somebody like you. Okay? And this is causing them to kind of reevaluate really their whole life. So this might take a little bit of time, but this is definitely about the fact that this is a romantic, loving connection. And I feel like this is kind of pure love. All right? And not only is it like that pure, unconditional love type of connection, but when you do find that type of connection, it definitely can have some some psychic qualities where, you know, you are connecting telepathically. So here's what I think is going on right now. I think that this person is in a mode of decision. And this person is the type of person that gives a lot to others, to their family. They give a lot at work. So it would be, okay, out of character for them to come into relationship with you. And that's not putting you down in any way. It's just that, you know, they've kind of lived a traditional life, and this relationship or this connection is not traditional. So they feel it's gonna raise questions in other people's minds about, you know, what are they doing? Okay. So that's where I think the Seven of Water or the Seven of Cups comes into play. And it's, you know, this Seven of Cups or this choice that needs to be made is about a new relationship. I'm not seeing or feeling, actually, that they're in a current relationship of significance. Okay, they might be in, you know, some type of peripheral relationship or coming out of one, but I don't feel they're in a heavy, significant relationship. I feel that family is very important to them, and the opinions of their family are very important to them. So, you know, there might be somewhat of a distance between the two of you. All right, so down here we have the Devil card. All right. So, you know, in your patience, in the fact that you're kind of holding on right now, you're kind of on hold, you're in a hold phase. You know, I think the way that this Devil card is showing up for you right now is, you know, the impact that you're having on this person's life, and you're wondering right now, you know, at the end of the day, if this person comes to the conclusion that they want to be with you, can you really fulfill it? Can you potentially be that person? And certainly you can. Okay, so this adds another layer. All right, so what this tells me is that there probably is somebody of significance in this person's life, and you are disrupting. That's the word that keeps coming to mind. You are disrupting this person's, you know, life. So you're wondering, you know, shoot, well, can I fulfill it, you know, once they make a decision, and you feel very strongly that they are going to make a decision to come forward towards you. And you're excited by that, but at the same time, a little worried about it, you know, because this might be a pattern for you. Okay. This might be a pattern that you start relationships with people that are already in relationships. And, you know, you have to, you know, I think the lesson that comes from that is, I think that it's an issue of, am I really enough to be that one person that will give everything to another person? Am I enough? I think is the question that deep within you need to ask yourself. And of course you are, but I think you're used to sharing somebody. And let's be honest, okay? There's a hint of convenience that comes with sharing somebody. You you can be the person that, that they see once or twice a month, or, once or twice a week, depending on how often you see that person. Okay? And you make sure that they always see you at your absolute best. Well, the other person that they're in a relationship with, okay, they're at the point where maybe, they're very open and real with each other, and they're not seeing each other at their best all the time. So there's a part of you that likes that. There's a part of you that likes the scarcity of how often you see somebody, because it allows you to always maintain a certain level of control over what the other person sees in you. Okay, that's kind of deep. But I feel like there's definitely something to that here. All right, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so if this person, which I strongly feel is in a relationship at this point after this card came out for you, I feel like they are going to make a choice to leave this person. It feels that way because, I feel this person's very comfortable in, in their financial security, in their job, all aspects of their life except relationship. And again, I feel like this person was kind of living a picture perfect life. And then you came into the picture and disrupted, everything that they know. And I don't mean to put, that pressure on you, because, I kind of feel like where you're coming from, that would feel like pressure. It's not meant to be. But the Nine of Earth indicates that I think they're going to take a little spell of time where they're single. And I don't mean to date, but just to be alone. Okay? And really decipher really what they want. So I don't think they're going to fully leave this relationship immediately. They need to take some time on their own to figure out what it is that they want to do, because overall they are content in this relationship. And I think that this is a very difficult decision for them. Ten of Swords. Okay, so what I would say to you, being that the Ten of Swords came up under the Nine of Pentacles, is when this person does this, or when this person needs some time or space, don't feel like that is a betrayal to you, or like that they're not giving to you. And they may temporarily not give to you, okay? Give them the time that they need, okay? Because forcing them or pushing them to make a decision faster than they're ready to is in no way going to serve you. It just isn't. If they need to take that time, especially if they are coming off of a picture perfect life, by society standards, everybody's picture perfect life is different. So I'm not defining that in any way, but they felt they had a picture perfect life. All right. And this potential relationship could be potentially disruptive to their entire life. So make sure you give them the time that they need. And during that time, I don't think it would hurt for you to reflect a little bit on what initially made you go after this relationship. And, if this relationship is as attractive to you, think about it. Is as attractive to you when this person is single? Okay, that's a hard question, but I think it's a realistic question to ask. Okay, let's see what the romance angels have to say, Scorpio, on this, to see if we can get any validation. Okay, so I think what it is that they have to ponder, you know, they definitely feel a level of passion for you that they may not have felt in the past ever. All right, so they are going to try to separate their heart and their head a little bit here and try to figure out, hey, is this the right thing for me? What am I giving up? What am I gaining? Down here, you deserve love. That doesn't surprise me at all that that came up. Because I think at the end of the day, the reason that you might go after people that are taken are because you don't feel like you're enough for a one-on-one relationship. So I think that's really the question you have to ask yourself and ponder while this person is taking a little time themselves. Okay? Do you even want a full-time relationship? Okay, there's people out there that don't want a full-time relationship. This person wants a full-time relationship, and when they come to you, you know, after this disruption in their life, they are going to expect a full-time relationship, traditional relationship. Do you want that? Is the question that Spirit is really asking you to ask yourself. It's perfectly okay if you don't, okay? And there are relationships that are loving that, you know, you may only see them once or twice a week. But, you know, at some point, somebody is going to say, hey, I want more. So I think that this reading is really about you and you asking yourself what it is that you really want in a relationship and what you're able to give. Okay? All right, so that's what I have for you, Scorpio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a weekend reading for St. Patty's Day. Whoops. And we'll see, you know, if any cards repeat or... But this is just a quick message for St. Patty's Day. I got the whole crew of dogs up here today, and they're being so good. I'm very, very pleased. All right, so first here we have the Nine of Wands. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. And then finally we have the Hierophant. Okay, this makes sense. All right. So, first of all, the Nine of Wands, I feel like you and this person know the determination around coming together. There's no question about wanting to come together. That question is answered. It's for, you know, for the long term. Okay? With the Five of Pentacles, at least for this weekend, I think what's going to show up is this. And this is where I caution you, because I feel like this person is going to need just some time on their own. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that they don't want to be around you. It's just that this is a big decision for them. All right. And unfortunately, I think you're going to feel hurt by it this weekend. Try not to. Okay. If you have something else going on, now's the time to focus on that. All right. And again, what they're going to struggle with the Hierophant here is this does not feel like a traditional union or connection. Okay, it feels different. And if they are with somebody, which I strongly feel they are, you know, they're passionate about you, but they know what they know with the other person. So you are a risk, they are a risk. It's a risk to stay, it's a risk to go. That's a huge decision, 7 of Cups. So this is about, you know, they're asking themselves, do you want a traditional relationship? And I don't think you know the answer to that just yet. And I think that concerns you a little bit. So that's where we're at this weekend. You know, you both want it. You don't know to the degree of how much you want it, and they don't know to the degree of how much you want it. You have not said to them, hey, I ultimately want to get married. You have not said that to them. And that's making this choice that much more difficult for them. So if you truly know that this is the person that you want to be with, and you're able to say that, and you know that in your heart, that'll make this person's life that much easier. If you don't know that, you know, it might be a little bit of this. It might be a little bumpy for a little while. And, you know, they ultimately may choose to stay in traditional relationship. I'm not saying that that's the best choice, but, you know, they're trying to separate head and heart right now. That's not always the best thing to do, but in this situation, I feel for them, it probably is, because you have experienced being the third party in the past. And for a lot of people, like I said before, and I'm not judging one way or the other, it's convenient for some people because they don't want a full-time relationship. So, and again, I'm not judging it at all. Different strokes for different folks. But that's what I'm seeing here. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope you have a great weekend. And don't get too flustered if they're not around this weekend. That's all I'll say. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.